internet. We are live! Hooray, hooray, hooray! Woo, woo, woo! So let's have a little bit fun, guys. Here you go. Oops, what happened?
Welcome to another episode of Just the Four of Us Nursepreneurs. Your hosts for tonight, the gracious nurse May, the inspiring nurse Rachel, the compassionate nurse Florence, and the hardworking nurse PB.
Yay!
Fun, fun!
Great. So good afternoon, everyone. Today is an amazing episode. In a way, we have an amazing guest. Not only a mom, a nurse, a business entrepreneur, where we can unveil her story on this journey. So I'm gonna go ask my host for today co-host for today to introduce her name, PV.
Hi everyone, my name PB. I am now a retired registered nurse at age 45 and earn 5-figure income monthly from home on thanks to our digital business. Hooray, hooray, hooray!
Miss Rachel.
Hello everyone. Happy Thursday. It's Rachel coming to you live from California. I am a mom, a wife, and now working part-time licensed vocational nurse here in California because of this business. Yay!
Ooh, yay!
And before I introduce our guest, my name is May. I'm coming live from Northern California. I'm a mom of 4 kids. I'm a part-time registered nurse in just 8 months into this business, and I'm a wife. And today, enough of ourselves. We have an awesome guest that she graced us her time today. Miss Deana, this is your time to introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. First of all, thank you so much for having me. My name is Dina Obiso. I'm a mom. I'm actually a Christian. I have 2 girls. I am Filipino, originally from the Philippines. I now live here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Just like all of you lovely ladies, I also am a registered nurse. And I've been working as a registered nurse for a long time. This year marks my 26th, if you can believe that, years
Wow!
serving as a nurse with the same employer. As you know, Canada, we do have a government-run healthcare system. So we typically end up having one employer for the whole time of our service. So 26 years, proud to be in service.
Wow.
Yes. And I'm also very proud online business entrepreneur now for over 4 years. So I'm still here, excited, very excited. I'm very really thrilled to be here today to be speaking and sharing some thoughts and ideas, really brainstorming with some fellow nurses. So thank you for having me.
Yay! I really appreciate the years that you help other patients, and not only that, you extended that beyond walls and helping other people as well in a different way. And I appreciate that. So, Miss PV, you want to ask the first question for her?
Sure, yeah, and again, oh, Florence, she just joined us.
Yay!
Yay! Hey!
Sorry.
It's okay.
So, Florence, by the way, before we go for the first question, introduce yourself.
Yes. Hi, everybody. My name is Florence. Forgive me for my voice. I just lost my voice. I'm an ICU nurse here in San Francisco, California, and I've been doing the business for 9 months. And yes, thank you. I'm sorry I'm late.
It's okay. Thank you so much. So, like 26 year, right? Registered nurse, right? And I know before this you have some side hustle as well. So, what is the reason why you started digital business?
Okay, let's get my story started here. So let's make it quick because I tend to talk a lot. I like to share my story because I know that there's a lot of nurses out there that could relate, right? So I was a bedside nurse for half my career, and then just like anyone that stays in nursing for quite a while, I've actually have climbed up the ladder. I've had many roles and gone to leadership roles, and I knew right from the very beginning way back in the 90s when I started becoming a nurse, that I will never end up becoming a grumpy bedside nurse. So when I first started come to Canada here, I was so excited. When you first migrate, I know we're all immigrants here. When you first get your first job as a nurse, you're so excited. You pick up a lot of shifts. And then I looked around me and I realized there were so many older, grumpy nurses. And I always wondered why, right? I could never understand it because coming from a different country, now that we're here, I was so excited and so just willing to put in a lot of hours, right? And not just because one, of course, because we want to make income, but at the same time, because you're so like excited to like practice nursing, to serve, to be at the bedside, right? And then soon I had my own children, right? I got married, and then soon like just life smacked me right in the face and realized, oh my God, this is life, right? Priorities do change. It's not just like all like rainbows and unicorns, right? And then soon enough, I realized that when I went on maternity leave, I had some time to actually look into my retirement plan. I don't know if you know, but in Canada, we were actually given 1 year. Before it was 1 year. Now it's actually 18 months of maternity leave, right?
Wow.
That gives you time to be there for your kids, to take care of them. And so within that long time of break, I found it within me to actually just for some reason realize maybe I should look into my retirement. When can I retire, and how much am I gonna make when I retire, right? And that's when I realized I'm like, oh my God, this is not gonna be good, right? I can't be working till I'm 70 years old and only making so much, right? Because when I looked at our pension here in Canada, it wasn't good enough for me, right? Maybe for a lot of people who haven't looked into it and they thought, this is what they're gonna get because they're being deducted so much every single month, actually bi-weekly, to put towards your pension, right? That it's good enough. But when you really break down into how much is it, it's not enough. So that's when I realized that I had to pick up another job, right? Or another side hustle. Okay, so for a long time, I worked multiple shifts, 50, 16 hours. I did a lot of that, right? And then at one point, I ended up having two full-time nursing jobs. And I knew that wasn't something that my body could take. So I ended up doing a lot of side hustles, like PB's mentioned.
Yeah.
My brothers and I are very close, so we've jumped from one network marketing businesses to another. In fact, we also had brick and mortar businesses. We looked at, opening up, traditional brick and mortar. We looked at like what does it cost to open up, like buy a business, like a dollar store, maybe Subway, even Tim Hortons, because we could do that. But we realize that it's not really easy, right? There's a lot of time and effort that needs to go into it, and a lot of capital to buy a brick and mortar business, and plus you're going to be tied to it. So that's why we ended up doing a lot of network marketing, because we knew that was the least amount of income, and the return on investment is almost like greater than having a brick and mortar. That's one. So in the end, to make the long story short, for the longest time here, I actually ended up maintaining two jobs, right? And I thought I was doing a business on that job, but it was really not. I was lying to myself. I was a full-time mortgage agent as well on the side, right? I was
Oh
self-employed.
my gosh.
I
Yeah.
had a business, corporation, whatever. So I thought that was a business. So for the longest time, I did that. So why did I look for an online business? Because that was okay already to me. Money was okay, and we were able to like, give our kids some lifestyle. We were able to send them to extracurricular activities. We were able to travel, put away some money, a little bit here and there for time. We weren't really in too much debt, but it wasn't good enough, right? But what I found was truly impacting us, and especially me being a mother of by then, like 6 years ago when I started looking for an online business, was because my children, my girls, were growing up to be teenagers, right? And even when they were little, it always pained me that I couldn't be there for them, right? So there are like many milestone, many different school activities that I've missed. Sometimes I've forgotten, which really broke my heart, right? And then as they were growing up as teenagers, I just saw that I was drifting away from them. I couldn't be there for them. I wasn't able to build a healthy relationship with them. You all know your girls, your nurses, teenage girls need a lot of like support, right? They go through a lot of emotional roller coaster, right?
I know.
And so I wanted to be there for them, and I was finding I was being so short with them, very irritable, right? I was a cranky mom, a naggy mom, and we always were fighting, right? And so I knew something had to change. I wanted to be there for them. But because of knowing that I needed extra income, I wanted to look for something that can still make income but will not jeopardize the income but will give me time back, right? So then something just clicked and said, oh, why can't I, like, why don't I check out online businesses? Because people are making money online, everyone's online. Why not? Just a wild idea, right? So that's when I started looking, and I looked everywhere, and I looked at different things: Amazon FBA, affiliate marketing, drop shipping, all of that. And I realized they're all the same, right? So that's really the reason why I looked for an online business, because I was really longing for more time, quality time with my kids, and I couldn't do that. Just doing two jobs, and even if I dropped to just a nursing job, I couldn't accept the fact that that's all I'm going to be making, and I'm not going to be able to give them the life that I wanted to give or provide to them. That's why. I hope that answered it.
Nice. What a wonderful. I think the common denominator for all of us, except for Florence, that we are a mom. We can feel your pain and we can relate to that story. But thank you so much. Okay, Miss Florence, I'm going to pull the second question. You can
Yes.
ask the second.
So, you've tried and you've searched and searched and searched and have done like some MLM companies and drop shipping and all those things. So, how do you know when you came across this business? How do you know that this business is legit?
How did I know? I did my research.
I
So,
love it.
I'm not the kind who will just jump into something without doing at least some background check, right? Because like I've said, I was a mortgage agent for a long time, 15 years, right? With the same company, or maybe even two. I just moved to one other company, so in the same brokerage. So when I find something, I tend to stick to it. So before I do anything, I'd like to actually at least look at the background, like, is this true? Like, why are people making so much money here? That was one of the things I was asking myself right away. Was when I was plugged in and I saw what I saw during the webinar, and I was plugged into the community. There's just a few things that I'm like thinking to myself, oh my God, what did I miss? Like, is this too good to be true, right? So I went ahead and did my own research, and I knew that because I've done a lot of network marketing. I know that network marketing works. It's one of the biggest industry out there, right? If you don't know what it is easily connotated or attached to MLM. They're not the same, right? Network marketing is an industry on its own, right? And there's a lot of income to be made in network marketing. I knew network marketing works, and coupled with an online business system,
Mhm.
right? That makes it so powerful. Why? Because now our reach is worldwide, right? And because of my network marketing background, the biggest problem with network marketing, not just network marketing, even in any business, like when I was a mortgage agent, what was my biggest problem? Clients. I can't find clients. Like, I'm an introvert, right? I'd rather people come to me and I can provide a service, than me like trying to sell myself. I can't sell for the life of me. Okay. So even when I was a mortgage agent, I was even looking for a smarter way to do that. I didn't like just join a brokerage. I joined a brokerage where I could get referrals. So people would come to me and not me going to them, right? And so when I saw this business and they had that system, and which taught us a way to actually find our leads, right? Without having to stress over, reaching out to your friends and family, or sharing it to people that you meet across in the streets in your travels, right? I was mind blown, right? Because I've said already earlier, even before finding this business, I already looked around. It took me 2 years, okay, of research, right? I didn't just say, okay, that's it. It took me 2 years to research like what are like different online businesses out there. There's so many, right? You have your like Amazon FBA, you have your drop shipping, Etsy, drop shipping. What else? Shopify. There's so many things. I even found many different like travel things too, right? To do, but nothing really sat right with me because one, there's so many pieces to it that you have to put together. It's like a puzzle, right? You need a website, you need a product, you need, all of this, you need marketing strategies, all of that. Nothing is like all together. So that's why it took me a long time, because I'm like, I don't know how to do all of this, right? Like, how am I going to even know what product am I going to sell? How am I going to freaking like find clients, right? And all of that. How am I going to find like what's a good like website and who's going to build that for me? How much is that going to cost? All of that, right? When I went around looking and doing my research, they're all the same, right? You have to have all these certain basic things that you need to run an online business. That's why it took me forever to decide. I'm like, oh my God, this is so hard, right? I thought it was easy, but it's not as easy as I thought it would be, right? And then this just landed on my lap because of my brother, right? I happened to ask him. And when I saw this, just my jaw dropped. I'm like, oh my God. Why in the world did you not tell me about this? I've been looking for a long time, right?
Mm,
Yeah, so how did I know it's legit? Simple. I did my research.
nice. I love
Yeah.
that.
And
And I love what Ms. Dina says that I know network marketing is working. And I
Mhm.
love what she said that we are not MLM. We're not
Mhm.
chasing people. We do
Mhm.
have a system that does work for us, and which is we are thankful for that proven system. Miss Phoebe, you wanna add?
yeah, you say you do your research until you see your brother. Tell us what do you see at your brother house.
You love to hear this story. I know you do. So, so after 2 years of looking, I was actually already prepared to join an affiliate marketing program. Because after all these, researching and even going to webinars, and in fact, I also did what we call a strategy call. Ours is a coaching call. Theirs is like an interview, right? I've gone through different interviews for all these different companies. And so what I found was affiliate marketing was the easiest one, right? Because you plug in the system, you pay monthly fee, you pick like what companies you want to actually like be affiliated with, and whenever a client clicks on that company, you get paid, right? So I thought, okay, that's easy. But then when I look at the commission, I'm like, oh my God, $10, $20. When am I gonna make real money here, right? But then I thought to myself, you know what? You have to do something. If you're not gonna take action, you're never gonna, your life is never gonna change, right? If anything, you will learn. That's what I told myself, right? Because I prayed hard about it every night because, looking at my kids, it pains me. And I had that one down moment, like the pivotal moment where I decided to myself, I gotta do something when I missed my daughter's school event and she came home crying. I cried. We both cried, right? Because I felt so bad being a mom of, little girls, and you saw them like, getting all these achievements in school being awarded, and you weren't even there. I wasn't there. It pained me a lot. And so that night I cried really hard. I prayed to God that, I want something. I need my life to change. Please show me something, right? Lead me to a business. And so I said to myself, okay, this is it. I'm like, if it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. The least thing is that I learned something from it. And if I make a couple hundreds in here and there, that's okay. It's a start, right? so but I knew too that my brother is always online. I see him like, going live, have videos, him and my sister-in-law. And every time they do that, I would watch him. I would cringe and skip, right? I would skip. I wouldn't watch his video because I'm like, oh my God, Dave, what are you doing now? Right? Because my brother, out of the three of us, because there's three siblings, right? The three of us are pretty close, and we do share ideas and businesses together. But Dave's always been the dreamer. He's the one that keeps bringing us network marketing businesses, and we would look at it, and even if we don't like it, we would do it because we support him, his family, right? So that's why for the longest time, I think that's the reason why he didn't share it with me, because every time he comes, I would always ask him, "Now what? What is this now?" Right? Because I'm the oldest sister, he's our baby brother, and we look out for him, right? That's why. And so I thought to myself, okay, before I drop like it was like 8 grand or something crazy like that, right? And it's in Canadian. So if you look at that in American, it'd be about 8 to 10 grand roughly, right? So before I drop this amount of money, I better just ask him. And it took a lot of courage for me to actually pick up the phone and ask him because I knew why he hasn't been sharing it with me, right? And not just me, but also my other brother, because he's probably made up in his mind saying, "I'm just gonna make it big in whatever business I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna tell you, right?" So I picked up the phone and asked him, and I said, "Hey, I'm thinking of doing an online business. It's an affiliate marketing. It's this company called at that time. I think it was ClickFunnels or ClickBank. I can't remember anymore. And I said to him, "You are doing something online, right? Because you're always online. Or maybe can I take you out for coffee so I can share this with you? We can share ideas, right?" And that took a lot of courage. Right? I actually did pray because something in my heart was telling me, call him, right? And I'm a Christian. I always listen to that Holy Spirit talking to me. So I did, and when I did, and I said that, I said, "Can I take you out for coffee?" He said to me, and in my mind, I'm like, "Oh my God," because he said to me, "What do you mean? This is not network marketing. This is not offline anymore. We don't go out for coffee." I'm like, "Oh my God." In my mind, are you kidding me? Jerk, right? Anyways, when he started laughing, he said, "No, no, no. What I mean is, he said it's online. We don't even have to go for coffee like we used to do before, like, do presentations, recruit, whatever. We don't do that. Here's my link," he said. Look at it, register your name and email, watch the webinar, and if you like it, then let's talk. Right? That's the only
Yeah.
thing he said. And I said to me, "Oh my God, are you kidding me? Just freaking tell me already." Right? I'm your sister. Right? Like I said, like, just tell me. But I'm like, okay, whatever. Another one of those. I've seen so many. It doesn't matter. Like, what's one more? And how it unfolded. And when I saw it, I was a little bit actually annoyed at him, and knowing that
He's not
this
gonna.
is such an amazing business. And why didn't you share it with me? Like, it's been 2 years. Like, apparently when I was looking, he was already there. So,
Yeah.
right? So yeah. So that's how it unfolded.
Nice.
Amazing guy. And Diana didn't say that, but when you come to your brother house and he show you check, because you need to have proof that this business works, and
Yep.
literally it's like six-figure income check, guy. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
so
So yeah, so I actually had an edge, right? Because unlike all of you, how I entered the online business was a little bit slightly different. Because, like I said, my brother was already there, right? And so not that trust him 100%, because of course there's still a little skepticism, right? So I was able to ask him the hard questions, like, "Is this legit? Like, seriously, what the heck, right? Why didn't you tell me? Like, are you really making money? Like, what's your rank? Like, what are you now? Like, how much are you making?" Right?
yeah.
So I was able to ask those questions. That's my brother, right? But even then, I still, in my mind, I had no doubts right away, right? Because when I saw the company, I researched the company. And these are like legitimate, solid, reputable companies. So I was on board right away, 100%, jumped in right away, no questions asked, right? Of course, I prayed about it for help to make sure this was the right decision. But yeah, I had no doubts, right? So yeah.
That's amazing. So
Mhm.
thank you
Wow.
so much for sharing. That's so amazing.
Yes, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing your story as brothers and all of this kind of old past what we call this businesses. It's kind of nice to have those kind of blending.
Mhm.
Okay, Miss Rachel, number three question for you.
Hi, Coach Dina.
Mhm.
Offline, like that's the beauty of our business. Before I ask the question, I'm so like when I saw Coach Dina last year, like all our leaders, like we all gain friends online, right? Friends, like business partners for life. But then when we see each other offline, we're like, oh my god, the leaders are here. We're like fans, like screaming, like, oh my god. And I took a picture with Coach Dina, and she was so friendly with us, who's barely newbies during that time. But anyways, I know as you've said, you've experienced a lot of doing something like on the side. But do you, like in our digital business, do the people who's going to start this business, do they need to do selling and recruiting people?
So no, not necessarily, but nothing stopping them from doing so, right? So for my own personal experience, right now, my organization. If you ask me how many distributor centers do you have, like branches of your business, I cannot tell you because it grows by the minute, right? It grows just like that. Okay, right now somebody's registering. Right now, two, three, I don't know, right? Because I have to check, because I know the last count was just about 400 people, right? Or 400 business
Wow.
centers. Okay. So
Wow.
that's how many business centers we already have and growing consistently, right? But just so you're aware, out of those 400 people, I only invited one person personally.
Wow.
And that's my other brother, Dexter Abiso, right? And my
Yeah.
sister-in-law Hazel. So they're considered one. Why did I invite them? Because I knew that we're seeing results here. I knew we're seeing 5, 6 figure income here. I was seeing it. I was literally holding in my hand. My brother is making more. Why would I let my other brother not take advantage of that? No family left behind. That's always been my motto. I'm the oldest of the three. And so, with no doubts, no qualms, I just registered him. I'm like, whether you like it or not, you're doing this with us. So that's my brother, right? But everybody else, 99%, or I'd say about 90%, are actually from my marketing, right? From my ads. And about 10% are people that I know, but I never actually picked up the phone, called them, invited them. No, they saw my marketing. They saw my post. They saw, we teach branding, we teach attraction marketing, and it worked. They're now here. So I've got people that I used to work at the bedside with me now. I get people that I actually went to nursing school in the Philippines that are also joined me in the business. Like I mentioned to you earlier, a lot of them, some of them are in Southern California, in Sacramento. Um, and so, yeah, so do you have to recruit? You can, but no, you don't have to if you don't want to, right? And do you have to sell? We don't. In fact, to be honest with you, I got my products, and I actually, my products sat in my basement, and I got to 6A without using a single one of them. I don't even know how to if you ask me
Wow.
about them, I don't know. So that's that's just proof to you that we do not have to sell like the traditional network marketing when they do presentations, demos, right? We don't do that. Our strategy is totally online, right? And so if you don't want that, you don't have to, but hey, you can if you want to. There's people that actually are really good at it, right? If you combine both, guess what? You're going to be so good at this and you're going to be so successful. So yes.
Wow. I think for our viewers who was watching it right now, you guys get a nuggets from Coach Diana, because as what she said, 90% of her team or something, they don't have to call someone, you know. They just approach her. So
Mhm.
guys, that's a legit statement, you know. It's kind of testimony that we don't have to sell anything. But if you want to, then you can. But if you don't need to, you don't need to. And thank you so much for that. I think a lot of people who are skeptical, that they are scared to sell someone. They are scared to call someone or their family members, because I know the answer is no.
Mhm.
And that gives a clarity for that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
want to add
just to
on.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
thinking about this, right? The 400, right? The distributors, right? That you have, that's the 400 family that you are helping to transform their
Definitely.
life. And
Yeah.
that's in the legacy that they can pass it on for generations to come.
That's right. That's
So
right.
that's the
Yeah.
amazing, amazing guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to add to that because I know a lot of people are scared. They're thinking, oh, another MLM, another, like, every time you see your friends, they're gonna probably ask you, like, what are you selling now? That was me before. Okay, that was me in like 20, 15 years, 20 years ago. We did that because we did a lot of network marketing, right? And my husband was a realtor. I was a mortgage agent. Every time we see our friends, in their minds are thinking, even their kids are thinking, what's Tita selling now, right? So I didn't want that anymore. I don't want to do that. That's why I became a mortgage agent, and it was very strategic that I actually became product provider as a mortgage product provider for a big, also a network marketing financial industry. So people come to me because I do training. They will come to me because they need me. I don't go out and sell, right? So I was very careful not to find a business that don't involve that anymore because I've burned bridges before, friends and family, right?
Mhm.
And I've just now at this stage in my life, I'm already in the golden years, okay? And so I'm tired of that. I want to have good relationships, right? And so I don't want to be coming and selling, nothing like that. When I'm with my friends, family, I just want to be around and be present, right? So that's why it's key that and very valuable for me that this business allows me to still generate income without reaching out to my friends and family. And if they want it, definitely we can share it with them. But it's no like not forcing it down their throat, right? And doing presentation, nothing like that. So
Amazing.
Wow. Miss Phoebe, you want to ask her the next question?
Sure, yeah, like everybody have their full-time job, and
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
people either they have elderly parents that they have to take care of, or they have kids running around that non-stop. So if
Mhm.
they are so busy, can they still do this business?
Oh my God. The answer to that is definitely yes. Okay. I'm just telling you right now, I still work full time as a nurse. Okay. So, although because I've been working for a long time, so I have seniority and I do have a leadership role and I'm able to work from home. Okay. I'm an informatician, I'm a clinical informatics lead. So I do Zoom calls. This literally is my office, right? But having said that, I still work Mondays to Fridays. So what I've done though is I've given up my mortgage agent license, right? I've parked that because that was very stressful, and that was the one that was like pulling me different directions. In the evening, in the weekends, like I'm always away. I'm never there for my family, right? But having said that, too, I could quit my job now if I wanted to, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not at that stage yet. I feel like I'm still needed a little bit. I wanted to see this project through because we do have projects we're doing. So that's one. But at the same time, so imagine this, okay? Before, when I was starting in this online business in 2020, February of 2020, I was a full-time nurse. Yes, this I work from home Monday to Friday, but I was also a full-time mortgage agent. I was actually in the evenings on my lunchtime, on my coffee break, I talk to clients. Okay, in the evening, I go and train in the mortgage financial services offices to train, or in the realtor office to train, or I'm in the client's house sitting closing a deal, looking for digging their like their documents cabinet for documents, helping them out because my clients were also immigrants, right? And then at the same time, I have two teenage girls who dance competitively, and we drove them across town between my husband and I. I was a busy mom. Okay. I had no time to even go to church. And that was one of the things I've always wanted, to go to church regularly and be volunteering regularly. We didn't have that luxury. So was I a busy mom? Definitely, right? And this is why I wanted to do something like the online business. Really, anything at that time. I was thinking anything. Just Lord, give me something that would free me up with time, but still allow me to make income, right? And the online business allowed me to do that. Why? Because once your online business set up, the automation kicks in, the system
Yeah.
kicks in. You don't have to be there just like a mortgage agent job where I have to be going out all the time, because if I'm not sure, I don't show up at my client's house, I don't get paid. With my online business, I don't really have to go out prospect. It's working
Yeah.
for me in the background, right? So it's really freeing me up with time. So definitely, if you're a busy mom, you need this even more than anyone, right? To
Yep.
free you up with that time so that you don't have to go to a job, so that the online business can work for you. You can generate income, and then you can just use your time to take care of your family, right?
Truly.
Yeah. So yes.
That's magical. Yes, that's I think that's a powerful words that everyone, even like a mom, even like a busy parent or a dad can do this. We run all walks of life, wherever it is, we this business thrive forward in a different path. So
Yes.
I love it. I love our business.
Yeah, because see, the thing is we're all busy, okay?
Yes.
And it really is up to you where you put your time towards. Like, most of our, like for me, I'm Filipino. I have a lot of Filipino nurses, friends that, especially in the beginning of their career, they work multiple jobs,
Yeah.
right? So if you do that, you're also very busy. So what if you work your full-time nursing and this is your second full-time job, the online business? If we especially immigrants work very hard, right? We can work hard. That's no
Yeah.
question. You work 2 3 hours or 2 3 shifts. Don't even no questions. We just volunteer. Why? Because we
Yeah.
need money to send our family back home money, right? So
Yeah.
so we tend to like really like to work hard because of that reason. So if you just sacrifice a little bit in the beginning and put that extra work into the online business and not in your second job, right? If you look at 2 3 years from now, guess what? You're
So
probably going to retire all of your full-time jobs and now be relaxing, right?
Yep.
So you can never be too busy. If you're too busy, guess what? You have to do this. You need this, right? Because if you're busy now, you're not going to change anything. You're always going to be very busy until you die, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
that's true. Work smarter, guys, and not harder. That's the key
Yes,
point of this
exactly.
one.
Yes.
Miss Florence, you want to ask the next question? I love it. It's heated conversation, heated tips, and everything. Oh, Miss Florence.
I think I also love that when you said that you can quit your nursing job if you want to, right? And that's the
Mm,
freedom of having that. Like me, I still have to go. I need to go to work because I have to. But to
Mm-hmm.
finally be able to actually just go to work because I choose to, not because I
Mm-hmm.
have to, is such powerful freedom that
Yeah.
I think not everyone has.
Mm-hmm.
And because now we're going to work because we want to or choose to, then like we're happier. We treat our patients better, we treat
Mm-hmm.
our coworkers better. It's a different mindset, it's a different reason why we're going to work.
Yes.
So the next question is, there's a lot, but what are your favorite achievements that you've reached the last 4 years of?
Oh, achievement wise, there's lots, right? But my favorite one, we'll get to the favorite one last. But so the online business is no different than any other business, or even just it's a career, right? It's a different career path. It's just like your nursing job, right? You work at it like in the beginning. If you recall, right in the beginning when you started your nursing, when you decided, I want to be a nurse, I'm going to be a nurse. A lot of us Filipinos, especially, we didn't want to be a nurse. Our mom told us, be a nurse so you can get a job and you earn US dollars, right? So why even then, like, why did your parents even sacrifice, to put you into nursing school? Because they had to come up with money. It wasn't free. Was it free to go to nursing school? Our parents worked hard to put us through that, and they had to work so hard so that they can pay the tuition, which wasn't cheap, right? That's your initial investment. How long did it take you to graduate nursing? 4 long years. 4 hard long years. There were nights where you had sweat, blood, and tears, right? Those exams were not easy, right? You went through that to learn it. So that after the fifth year, and some of the nurses don't even have a job until I don't know how long, right? And then you land in a job. Once you have the job, guess what happens? Now you start making money. An online business is no different, right? In the beginning, we have to come up with initial capital because there's nothing for free in this life, right? It's a business after all. You got to have come up with some initial capital. Just like when your parents had to come up with money to send you to school. In the beginning of this business, just like any business or career, you have to work hard. You don't just buy McDonald's and tomorrow it's going to open. No, you have to set it up, build the building, put the shelvings on, hire your staff, buy inventory to make sure you have something to serve, right? And then, bring in your staff. You set it up. Similarly, online business, you do that. Then you just don't know all the right away how to run it. Actually, they have to go to what we call McDonald's University. They have to learn it just like us. We have to learn the skills. How do we become an online business entrepreneur? There's always going to be learning skill sets that you have to learn. Just like being a nurse, you took you 4 years to learn it. And even when you graduated and you started a new job, you had orientation. And then it was awkward for a long time until about 2, 3 years. Even up to now, there's still some skills you're not 100% comfortable with, right? The same thing with online business. So guess what? You don't focus on the results. So you're not thinking, okay, tomorrow I'm going to have money. No, the commission, forget about that. Think about the process because that's what you're going to go through. And the commission just comes organically. It'll come here because you did the work. Just like nursing, you went through school, did what you need to do, pay the tuition. Guess what? You have a job now, you make money. Same thing here. Pay the initial capital, set it up, work, learn, then you're going to start making the money. It's the same thing. So my achievements. So let's not talk about the money because, like I said, that organically comes, right? So, needless to say, I've made money okay, here, and in fact, it surpassed my mortgage income. And that saying that actually right away in the first year, I knew right away I could replace my mortgage income. Right. So the second year in 2022, I parked my mortgage license. I didn't renew that. So hooray! I'm actually a retired
Yay!
mortgage agent, right? And right now, because a lot of my clients are calling me because they're renewing their mortgage, I have to say, I'm sorry, but I don't do that anymore. Then they're going to ask me, what are you doing now? I do online business. Oh, tell me about that. There you go. There's my leads, right? So yeah. So one thing is that the commission is there. It will come. I've made income here, and there's times when it ebbs and flows because it is a business. We're commission based. So there's times when my income here in a month is actually way more than my salary in my nursing, right? And double sometimes, triple sometimes, right? And by par, right? It's in this year it will actually surpass now my yearly income already in nursing. That's
Wow.
why I said I could quit my nursing
Wow.
job if I wanted to, right?
Oh my
So
God.
income wise is there. So what have I accomplished? First of all, because of the income, right? We've paid off our debt. Okay, we've paid off some high, consumer debt. We've actually now working towards paying our house, right? And then I'm now able to, it's a time, right? The time freedom. Like I mentioned earlier, we wanted to go to church. Now we're going regularly. And in fact, we're volunteering regularly. We're able to
Wow.
give joyfully, right? Before I'm like, oh, I really want to give, but can I really afford it, right? I'd rather pay this, use money to pay something, right? But now you're joyfully giving, right? And the best part, my favorite part, is that now I'm becoming a better mom. I don't know about better wife, a better mom. A better coworker, right? A better person overall. Why? Because I'm not stressed a lot about money anymore. Okay,
Yeah.
and it's yeah, I know money's not everything. Yeah, yeah, Dutch spill, whatever. But try having some because you'll realize that you will have that peace, right? That you can sleep at night, not having to worry about what to pay your bills or what when you want to travel, you have to use your credit card. No, I just came from vacation and that was all paid in full, in
Yeah.
cash, right? So
Wow.
yeah, so the best part is really the peace, right? The freedom, the time freedom, because now I can be there for my kids. In fact, I have to beg time from them because they're the ones that are busy now, right? Because they're teenagers. But I'm like, you never spend time with me. I'm now the whiny mom who wants time, right? But I'm
Amazing.
able to be there now. So that's the best part, right? You become a better person because now you have time and financial freedom. So yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
that's
That's
it.
amazing.
Yes, I love
Thinking
that.
of
Go
yeah,
ahead.
thinking about this, yeah. So I said, May, like thinking about this, right? Because all of us, everybody, right? We work so hard for our family, and our dream and our goal, like we want time and financial freedom.
Hmm.
Easy to say than done,
Yeah.
Correct.
right? But with our digital business, we see people achieve time and financial freedom left and right, so
Yeah.
often, so early.
Hmm.
Sorry, guy. I'm 45. I'm retired already, right?
Yeah.
Now thinking
How
about
does
this,
it feel?
yeah, it's just so
Right?
amazing. I can go
Yeah.
travel the world. I can be here for my parents. I can be there with my husband. Like
Hmm.
literally, like life is so much beautiful when you
Yeah.
have that time and financial freedom.
Yes.
Truly, truly.
Yeah.
So let's go to our last question, guy. Sid Rachel.
Oh, sorry. So what is sorry? I'm sorry. What's your message to nurses audience? I'm sorry. My what's that? My car got off. So, uh, what is your message to our nurses? Is that the one? My
And
car.
Yes.
audience.
And
Yeah,
audiences. Yes, I
yeah.
see it. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
my
So,
message truly is is this. Very simple. If you're happy with what you're doing, good for you, right? That this business is literally not for everyone, right? And so, but if you're not happy with your current situation right now, okay, know that there's a different vehicle.
Yeah.
And so any career path that you've chosen is a great career path, whatever it is, as long as that's where your heart is. Okay. And for us nurses, we know in the first few years we serve for a certain amount of time, and that's where our heart is. But in the end, all of us people have the same, really truly the same goal in life, which is time and financial freedom, right? That's why we work so hard so we can retire and
Yeah.
live our lives. That's the promise, right? Of freedom 66, freedom 55, whatever. You retire and then you get to travel the world, be with your family. That's everyone's goal, right? So any career path you choose is really just a vehicle to get to that goal of time and financial freedom, right? So there's different vehicles to get there. So just like going to like let's say going to destination place, okay? I want to go to Hawaii. I'm in Canada. There's many ways to get there. I could walk. I could bike, I could ride a car, I could drive, or I could ride a plane. What vehicle am I going to choose to get there as fast as I can? So for us, our destination is time and financial freedom, which is called retirement, right? So using your career path, you could do that and wait till you're 70. That's what I have to do, right? To retire. In fact, when I retire, it's not really even the retirement that I want, right? Or I pick, so that's like, to me, that's like driving to get there even, riding a bike to get to retirement. But here's another path, another vehicle you could take, the online business. This is a jet plane. That's not just a regular plane, a jet plane to get there. It will collapse the time to retirement. So instead of waiting 20 more years for me, I don't have to wait 20 more years, right? Maybe five more, the most, right? Even if I wait 10 more, that's still half the time
Yeah.
for me to get there. So that's all my message is. If you're happy with where you are, I'm very happy for you. Good on you, right? But if you want to live your life in at your own terms and you want to shorten that path to retirement, there's a way. And the online business is just another way. So come
Okay.
check us out. We have a free webinar every Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It's a free info session. You can check it out. And if it's for you, we will come talk to us. If it's not for you, it's okay. By all means, no harm done, no hard feelings. So that's my message.
Wow. I
That's so
love this episode. I think for me, I want to add on to that one. We all the same vehicle, we're going to the same destination, but with
Mhm.
with our vehicle that we're using right now, the time freedom, is a way that we could give our next generation a legacy, a
Yeah.
business that we can pass on to our next generation, to our kids and to our grandkids. And with our career, I think we cannot pass it on to them. They have to go
Mhm.
back to school. That's, I think, my takeaway for today.
Mhm.
And thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sharing your story. Your words are very inspiring, and your story really, really touched our heart. Thank you for gracing us with your time, Miss Deanna. Thank
Thanks for
you.
having me. I get passionate, so sorry if I talk too much. But thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
Thank you
much.
so much.
much.
Till next
Thank
time.
you so
Thanks
much.
again.
Bye.
Take care.